Hey guys, I wanted to make this video as not only an introduction but a reminder to myself on what I want this channel to do and what I want it to represent. And yeah, I broke it up into three different things, three different points to hit, just so I'm not, scrambled brain here. I'm still getting used to talking to this camera and stuff, but yeah, I wrote it down and I just wanted to make this video so that I don't forget, and that so you guys know that are watching, so there's no misinterpretation and these videos can be as authentic as I can make them, because I don't want to be fake, and yeah. So speaking of authenticity, we can start off strong. No, this is not my house. This is a camper outside of my house. It's much cleaner, and I figured it was much more appropriate for an introduction. It looks much nicer. So, yeah, let's just get that out of the way. I don't want to make you guys think I'm bougie or something, but let's get to the points. First point, and the most important point, is that Jesus is number one. God is number one in my life, and as a believer, everything I do, I want to represent God and do the best that I can, so that not only am I setting an example for other believers, but I can set an example to those who aren't quite there yet, or maybe they're teeter-tottering. And I think bad representation is the worst thing that I can do, and I don't want to lead anyone away from what Jesus has to offer and stray them away from the kingdom. That's the last thing I want to do. So in everything I do, I want to represent God the best way possible. So this channel can be an outlet for that, whether I'm going to the gym, speaking to people, speaking to the camera, speaking to my friends. It doesn't matter. I want it to be done in the best way possible to represent God and his kingdom. In fact, I wanted to tie that into some verses that I really like to just kind of wrap it all together. So the first verse is from Corinthians 10:31. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. So I think it's really important that, like I said, whatever I'm doing, I'm representing God, and that should be the only person I'm doing anything for, because I'm not performing for an audience. I'm doing this for an audience of one, and that's God. The next verse is from Colossians 3, verse 17. And whatever you do or say, do it as a representative of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks through him to God the Father. Like I said, I want to be the best representation that I can for the kingdom, for other believers, and represent Christ the best way possible, and just radiate things that he would do, so any unbelievers could maybe then be more open to putting their faith in Jesus Christ. And the last verse is from Ecclesiastes 9, verse 10. Whatever you do, do well, for when you go to the grave, there will be no work or planning or knowledge or wisdom. So obviously, I don't want to come on here and just, let me put something out there. I want to do the very, very best that I can to represent who I am, and most of all, who God is, and hopefully just have create a space to where I'm open about that, and that there's no mistaking what I want to stand for and who I stand for, and I never want to get caught up in this influencer thing, or becoming, I don't know, popular or whatever. God willing, if that happens, cool. If it doesn't, I got God. I don't need anything else. But yeah, I just wanted to lay that out. So God is my number one, and he always will be, and I never want to put anything else above him. The second point, influence. I wanna be a positive influence on people, because you got all those guys out there that are taking steroids, that are just going out there and throwing themselves into the internet, and it just doesn't seem like they're thinking too much about how they're setting an example or portraying themselves as people, and they're just not being their real selves. And I just want to influence people that you don't got to put on this show. I mean, yeah, it gets views, it gets clicks, but for what? For pretending, for not being who you are. But I just feel like a lot of people are faking it, and they're not setting a good example for the kids coming up in the world. There's a lot of people with unrealistic expectations, and they're expecting to look a certain way, or, oh, if I do this guy's routine, or if I do this, then I'll look like this guy. So they hop on steroids at a young age, and it's just not ideal and not healthy. I also want to use this platform to inspire other people to go out and not only align themselves with God's will, but also to be their best selves, and to just really shoot to get better every single day, and to not live in this plain state of existence. And you don't have to grow up and work, eat, sleep, and then repeat, and live a depressing lifestyle where you hate your job, you hate your life, and the only good times you have are on the weekends. So you're just living from week to week, paycheck to paycheck. You know, there's more to life than going out and you know, not living until you're out in a bar or drinking, which I don't think you should do anyway, because it's self-destructive and that never ends well for anybody. And I just want to provide an inspiration for people to be able to find joy in the little moments and just enjoy their lives, because there's so many people who die and they just don't know. They have so many regrets, and they didn't live, and it's just so sad to me. And I just want more people to realize that it's not like that, and you don't have to be that just because certain circumstances, or because people say that this is what has to happen, because that's the way it is, you know. And I just think that's ridiculous. So the third and final point I want to make is I want to provide a community, and of course, you know, entertainment, because, you know, you got a long day at work, or, you know, things happen and you just want to shut your brain off for a minute. First off, you should be going to God when things happen, and you shouldn't run right to YouTube, because that's not going to fulfill you. That'll give you temporary enjoyment for however many minutes or hours that you're spending on YouTube or whatever social media app you run to when you're stressed out or having a bad day or whatever. Obviously, you should run to God for something like that, because He's the only one that can fulfill the hole in your heart. I wanted to bring a sense of community and entertainment where everyone could come here and feel welcomed, whether you're a Christian, a fellow gym goer. You know, maybe you're neither of those. Maybe you're not a Christian or a fellow gym goer, and you just enjoy watching the content here, which would be awesome. Yeah, I just want to provide a sense of community where everyone is welcome, and just create a place where people can watch and smile and just take a little break from their day. Those are basically my 3 points, but I mean, I guess I should say a little bit about myself, huh? I guess without sounding as corny as possible, my name is Josh, or Joshua. I'm 20 years old, although I may not look it. And I really, 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 really love Jesus Christ. He saved my life. There's just nothing, but even like when the worst is happening, Jesus has always been there. And, you know, you could just smile through all of it, you know, smile through all the bad, and just like the worst thing could happen, and then you're just peace, you know. And that's what Jesus does. And I just encourage all of you to look to Jesus and just really find out what He has in store for you, because it's so beautiful. My life has gotten 100% better, you know. a 3,000,000% better, in fact. And I just think that everyone should give their life to Jesus Christ, and I just hope that with all this stuff, with all the content I can put out here, that I could sort of just be a good representation, to just to lead more people to Him. And that's just the one goal that I could, if I could sum up all those points, that's what I want to do with this channel and content. I just think that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I just hope that I can be as much of the person that God wants me to be. And that every day I pray that I just become that person and to be more like Jesus every single day. So before I get out of here, I wanted to say thank you for watching this. If you made it this far, maybe you didn't, but I feel a lot better that I made this regardless. And even if it's just one person that sees this, if it's just one person, if I can affect one person with all, like if I put out 1,000 videos, as long as I can, reach that one person, maybe God would want to use that one person. I was supposed to tell this person, so this person could tell 2 people, and those 2 people could tell 4 people. I don't care what it is, I just want God to be able to use me whatever way He can to get the message out there that He is King, and He is the first and the last, and that He will fulfill everything. He's the solution to every single problem. And maybe you've heard this before, and you're like, oh, there's another guy talking about Jesus and how He's going to solve all my problems. Where is He at? Where is He at? But I truly believe that if you seek Jesus, you will find Him, because the one who seeks finds. That's in Matthew somewhere. I'm still brushing up. I'm still getting there to where I can memorize verses. But yeah. So before I go, there's one last thing that I wanted to say. The verse that summarizes all Christianity, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whoever shall believe in Him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that I could reach some people today, but thank you. And I just hope to see you watching my content. That'd be awesome. But thank you. I love you guys. God bless.